Trying to control a woman within a relationship is a huge mistake. It's detrimental to both parties, and I'm going to talk about it in this episode.
UNI DA GOD.
Peace and love. So let's love and peace. I'm UNI DA GOD, and today I want to talk about controlling women within relationships. Why do we control women? Why do we try to control women within relationships? Is it our own insecurities that do that? Do we feel like if we don't put that woman in a box that somebody else is going to come by and steal her away? Is that what we're doing? There's no limits to a woman's power. It's far beyond our comprehension of power and energy. That's how powerful a woman is. That number one ability that brings about that power, that one word, is love. There's nothing more powerful than a woman's love. And so I'm telling you this because we all mishandle that power. Men and women, we both mishandle a woman's power. Why do we do that? Part of it is because a lot of us don't understand that power. We don't understand that energy. Even the individual woman, she might not understand her own power, her own energy. So we mishandle it. Well, how do we mishandle it? For one, we're quick to try to put a woman in a box. You can't put a woman in a box. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is putting a cap on her power and energy because you're in what society calls a committed relationship. A lot of these relationships, they have boundaries that you're not supposed to cross. A woman shouldn't have no boundaries. Her power needs to be able to evolve. It's not going to evolve if there's caps and boundaries preventing her energy from evolving. That's why it's a huge mistake to try to control a woman within a relationship. Think about it. When a woman loves you and she's about you, there's nothing she wouldn't do for you. Nothing. When she's loving you out of force because of entitlement or because of the stipulations in the relationship rules, that's a different type of love than when she's doing it because it's in her heart to do it. A lot of us jump in these relationships because of our own personal insecurities. We're afraid that somebody's going to come through and take what we believe is ours. That's already a mistake because a woman can't be owned, or at least she's not supposed to be. And they shouldn't be treated like property, something that you can just pass or sell, something you can make money off of. That's not why a woman is here. That's not who a woman is. And so we jump in these relationships because of our own insecurity, not allowing that woman to experience the world, to experience other beings, other energies. That's how she evolves. If you're in a committed relationship with a woman, it has to be in her heart to stay there, to love you. A woman is going to do what's in her heart to do, period. That's how it works. She can sit there and she can say, I love you. But a lot of women say, I love you because that's what you're supposed to say when you're in a relationship. It's almost like when somebody sneezes and somebody says, bless you. You say, thank you, out of habit. Now, I'm not saying when she says she loves you that she doesn't mean it. She probably does mean it. But what I'm saying is these relationships, they create these habits that we're just supposed to do because of the relationships and the obligations that comes with the relationships. And part of that obligation is the woman loving you and you only within that relationship. A woman's power is so great. With that type of power, why would you want to put a cap on it? Especially if that woman loves you. That power is going to be used for your benefit as well. The more powerful she becomes, the more powerful you become. That's why a lot of these relationships and marriages, they just don't work out because people are jumping into these relationships for the wrong reason. You don't know what that person is in your life for. You don't know why y'all cross paths. You might be attracted to each other, but that doesn't mean that y'all supposed to be in a relationship. That person might be coming in your life just to pass by. Stop putting titles on your relationships. Oh, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. Stop doing that until the energy, the connection that y'all have together says that's what it is. Don't be so quick to jump into that relationship, that committed relationship. Let the connection between the two of you grow, evolve to a point where you don't have to speak about what the relationship is. You don't have to put a title on it. You don't have to put a cap on it. If y'all want relationships to work, if y'all want relationships to last, stop putting titles on it. Let it grow. Let it evolve. See where it goes. I'm telling you, it works. That connection between man and woman will become so strong that you don't have to tell the other person not to go over there and mess with this person. It doesn't even have to be said. It's just gonna naturally be done. That's where you want your relationship to get to. Where the person is being loyal to you because it's in her heart to do it. It's in their heart to do it. Not because they're obligated to do it, because that's what the relationship says to do. You understand the difference? One of them is way more powerful than the other one. But see, a lot of us are scared to go through what it takes to get that relationship to that connection. Because you know what it's going to entail? It's going to entail that other woman being around other men, hanging out with them, spending time with them while you're not there. Now those insecurities are being tested. The thoughts, they start running in your head. What is she doing? Who is she with? That's why we're quick to say, you're my girlfriend. Because now we can control that. Oh, nah, you can't talk to him. You can't have no male friends. Start throwing all these demands. And the woman, if she loves you and she cares about you, she's going to agree to them. She doesn't even have to love you. If she likes you and she thinks this relationship can go somewhere, she'll agree to him. Okay, daddy. But if it's not in her heart to do what you're trying to demand her to do, it's only a matter of time before she starts to become uncomfortable with that relationship. And you know why? Because she can feel that her energy is being capped. She can feel that box, especially if she's continuing to evolve. That's why men who try to control a woman, they want a woman that's already at a low point. She might be going through something emotionally, or she might have some type of issue when it comes to maybe a father-daughter relationship type issue. You know, something is wrong. There's some pain there. There's some suffering. Those are the type of women that some men prey on because they tend to be a little bit more controllable. But from what I see out here, from what I see on social media, y'all women, y'all have y'all confidence up. Y'all have that power and y'all are using it. A woman should be put on a very high pedestal because of that power. We have to put them there. We have to. They're out there doing their thing. They're putting themselves on that pedestal. But we have to put them there in order for that connection between man and woman to be a very secure one. Their power is love. A lot of men misuse that power of love, and because of this, it's having some of the women turn that love off. They can't completely cut it off because it's in their nature to love. That's what they do. But they will guard it, and it'll be extremely hard to penetrate after a while. That's why you have some cold-hearted women out there. What pushes a woman to that point of being cold-hearted? We could be here for hours speaking about the many different things that can push a person to that point. So when you come across a woman that's capable of loving you and you misuse that, all I can say is shame on you, man. You don't deserve that love. But you took it, misused it, and now it done went cold. I don't want this to come off as me bashing men. I just need my brothers to be aware of how we're mishandling such a precious power, because it's very important, extremely important, that we don't mishandle that power. That woman's power gets passed on to our children and our children's children. It controls the world. Think about social media. Think about this society. Think about television. The radio, all of those different forms, all of those different platforms are using a woman's power to run that platform, whether it be their looks, their intelligence. Most of these social media platforms, they blow because of the women that are on those platforms. The places we go for entertainment, the different clubs and lounges, we go there because of the women. Most of the stuff that men do in this society, they're doing it because they want to impress women. Women control the world. And so if a woman's power and energy is capable of controlling the world, controlling people's thoughts, why would you misuse that type of energy, that type of power? Why wouldn't you want that type of energy and power on your team, by your side? Why wouldn't you want that? And why would you put a cap on it? Why would you prevent it from becoming even stronger? I'm saying this and I'm speaking about this because I see it. I see it every single day. You can see and feel the pain that a person is going through when they're in a box. Some women get trapped in that box. There is no getting out, or at least they think there isn't no getting out. They done had children with this man. Their whole life consists of this man, their family, their friends, finances. Her entire life is wrapped around this one person. But that one person just so happens to put her in a box, to not allow her to fly out of his own personal insecurities. It's a sad thing to see, especially when I can feel the energy within a woman that is just in there sitting dormant, if you will. I wouldn't even say dormant. I'm gonna say it's just not being used. It's still alive and well and it's active, but it's just not being used. And it's not being used because of an insecurity. I don't want you to shine too bright. You can shine bright, but not too bright, because too many people are gonna have eyes on you at that point. And my insecurity isn't gonna allow me to maintain my comfort within this relationship. Then years go by, the woman finally gets up the strength to say, you know what? I'm ready to evolve. Why am I allowing this to happen? Then she gotta go. And people sit out there and they wonder why so many marriages end up in divorce, or why so many relationships don't last, committed relationships like girlfriend and boyfriend, like they don't last. And that's one of the main reasons. You shouldn't have been in that in the first place. Stop trying to control women within a relationship. Let her be great. This is what I propose. I say stop labeling relationships. Just cut it out completely. Just do not put a label on. Don't set no rules, none of that. And just be. Let the connection grow and become what it's supposed to become. If it doesn't become what you wanted it to become, then it wasn't supposed to. That was just something that you wanted, not what was supposed to happen. Let your insecurities go. Let them all go. Let it be in a woman's heart to want to be with you and you only. That's when it's special. When it's in her heart to do it, there's nothing out there stopping her from doing it. No obligations, no title, no relationship. Y'all not girlfriend or boyfriend, none of that. She's with you because that's what's in her heart to do. When you get that type of connection with someone, you're not worried about who they're around. They could be around anybody and you're not going to feel uncomfortable at all because y'all have had time to make that connection strong enough to withstand all of that because it's in your heart to be with that person. That's where you want it to be. Another thing too, let's normalize not using the word cheating when it comes to relationships. Think about it like this. If you're in a relationship to where a person can cheat on you, that puts y'all in competition. Why are you in competition with each other? Why are we using the word cheat? You know what would be a better word instead of cheat? Disappointed. This person disappointed me because I thought our connection was stronger than what it was. See, if we start using disappointed instead of cheating, guess what happens? We no longer become the victims, which means you're not going to move on to the next connection as a victim. When you've been cheated on, you victimize yourself. But when you're disappointed, it's just an emotion that you felt. Your feelings were hurt, but you're not a victim. Disappointment, you're not going to take over to the next relationship or connection because you're disappointed in that particular person. If that person is no longer in your life, so goes the disappointment. But if that person cheated on you, that cheated on you stays with you because you're the victim and you're gonna take that with you to the next relationship. That's why we need to normalize saying disappointed than being cheated on. Hopefully y'all can help me do that. Share this part. You don't have to understand relationships or connections. You just have to understand love and be able to feel it. Society makes relationships way too complicated. It comes with all these attachments. Simplify everything. Remove the attachments. Focus on the connection. Focus on the love and watch it evolve. And if there's no love there, you will recognize that there's no love there because you'll be able to feel that that connection is not getting stronger. And so you can move on. Let's make it easy. It's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be work. I hear that all the time. Oh man, a marriage takes work. This relationship takes work. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you don't have to put forth the energy it may take to keep that connection. I get that, but it shouldn't feel like work. When energy is transferring back and forth from person to person, that's not work. That's us being human beings on this earth. That's what that is. You know what makes a relationship or has a person say it's work? When you're trying to deal with all these different attachments that come within a relationship, all these different rules and guidelines. Yeah, that's some work. So let's simplify it. Let's remove it. Let's just simply remove the attachments and just do this. Connect back and forth. If this here becomes strong and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, there's nothing outside of that connection that's going to understand that. That's something that you and that person will have that nobody else has. Even if you have multiple connections with multiple people, that particular connection is going to always be unique because we're all unique individuals. So if we just live off the different connections that we have and continue to grow those connections stronger and stronger and stronger. Some of them fall off, some of them become weaker and weaker, and you lose those connections, but you keep moving, you keep evolving, you keep making different connections. Something's gonna happen within one of those connections. Both parties are just gonna know what that connection is for. That's how it will work, and that's how it won't be no work. It wouldn't take any work for that connection. It'll just be you living. It'll just be you being who you are, transferring negative and positive energy back and forth amongst the world. Let's simplify things. Man, stop trying to control women. Let her breathe. Let her evolve. I don't want you women to think that I'm over here speaking as if you're weak and a man can just come and control you. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that love is so powerful within y'all. Y'all carry it on your shoulders and you will allow a man to control you. I want to make sure that that's very clear. So I wanted to speak about this because I want to see more examples of happiness and peace within relationships. And hopefully you do too. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. You can live in peace for a very long time before you rest in it.